Trump just gave an insane interview with Laura Ingraham on Fox News where he went through the childless cat lady statement. He talks about J.D. Vance. He talks about the thing that went viral over the weekend where he said that no one's going to have to vote anymore, and much, much more. Let's just get right into it, shall we? Trump, for the first time, was asked about the childless cat lady statement J.D. Vance said. And this answer, one, makes me feel like he does not understand the severity of the political trouble he is in, and two, that he is 100% going to pick, or 100% going to keep J.D. Vance. Let's watch. Real quick, if you could like the video, liking the video helps push this video into the algorithm, pushing in front of more people who might not otherwise see it. So it's a huge help. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe.
Is anything wrong in saying that? Now, they took that as an indication that people that don't have families, look, I could see.
It's an easy opening, right?
It's so crazy.
Easy.
But I know so many people, they never met the right person, male or female, they just never met the right person. They're unbelievable. They're every bit as good as anybody else that has the most beautiful
So what do you say
family.
to women out there watching? He's addressed it, but what do you say to women out there watching who may not have kids?
I think they understand it. No, I think they understand.
I think they understand it. Do you know, I mean, he's not wrong. They do understand it. They understand what he meant, which is it was meant to be a pejorative against single people who do not have children. And this is where the Trump campaign always falls apart, because they are beholden to this man. He does not take any advice from anyone. He just riffs. And this is a terrible way to answer that question, because they do understand it, Trump. They understand that you mean that being a childless woman is less than a woman who can bear children. In this clip, he talks about the viral moment where he says people aren't going to vote anymore. I want you to pay attention to this, because he never answers the question. He never answers the question. And she tries so many times to just tee it off, like just hit the ball. She's throwing it every sort of way, and he just will not swing at it, because he wants to keep giving these dog whistles of an authoritarian. And I believe him. I don't think he wants people to be able to vote. But listen to what he says, and then we'll talk about the other side.
They're also attacking you for other ridiculous reasons. They're saying that you said to a crowd of Christians that they won't have to vote in the future.
Yeah, let me say what did I mean by that. I had a tremendous crowd speaking to Christians. I mean, this was a crowd that liked me a lot. I think I'm at 97% or something. And they're treated very badly by this administration, okay? Catholics are treated unbelievably. They're like persecuted. And if I might say, before I go into the other, Jewish people, if you're Jewish and you vote for Biden or the Democrats or Kamala or whoever's going to run, I guess it's going to be her. But if you voted for her or the Democrats, you should have your head examined, because nobody's ever been treated so badly by this. This administration is destroying Israel, et cetera, et cetera. So with respect to like a statement like I made, that statement is very simple. I said, vote for me. You're not going to have to do it ever again. It's true, because we have to get the vote out. Christians are not known as a big voting group. They don't vote. And I'm explaining that to them. You never vote. This time, vote. I'll straighten out the country. You won't have to vote anymore. I won't need your vote. You can go back to
you meant you don't have to vote for you because you have 4 years in office.
Look. Christians are known. You know who else doesn't vote? Gun owners don't vote.
But just to be clear, what you're saying, though, you're not saying it's being interpreted, as you are not surprised to hear, by the left as, well, they're never going to have another election. He's saying there's not. So,
first time I've even heard.
Can you even just respond to that?
I said Christians. I started off by saying, just so you understand, you never vote. Christians do not vote well. They vote in very small percentages. Why? I don't know. Maybe they're disappointed in things that are happening. But for a long time, I say, you don't vote. I'm saying, go out. You must vote. November 5th is going to be the most important election in the history of our country. Whether you vote early or not, we should have, by the way, one-day voting. We should have voter ID. We should have proof of citizenship. And we should have paper ballots, okay? That's what we should have. But we don't have that. But I said to the Christians in the room, thousands of them, I said, typically, Christians do not vote. Why it is, I don't know. You're rebellious. Something's going on. Don't worry about the future. You have to vote on November 5th. After that, you don't have to worry about voting anymore. I don't care, because we're going to fix it. The country will be fixed, and we won't even need your vote anymore, because frankly, we will have such love. If you don't want to vote anymore, that's okay. And I think everybody understood it. I didn't know there was any.
Oh my God, there is so much going on in that clip. Let's just go through it piece by piece. One overall, let's put that voting part on the side for a second. Overall, this is a man in decline. Wouldn't you agree? Like, this is a man who is clearly showing a mental decline. I mean, if you compare this interview to an interview from even just 4 years ago, that's not the same person. So that's number one, okay? Number two, have you noticed he talks about Christians like he's not a part of the group. It's really interesting. Like, I think, I'm not a Christian, but if I were a Christian, I think I would say, like, us Christians, we don't vote. What's that about? You know, or like, because he's not a gun owner. He talks about gun owners the same way he talks about Christians. He's not really a gun owner, you know? So I think it's a tell. The way that he talks about Christians, I mean, clearly you and I know that this man has not read the Holy Bible once in his life, and he doesn't probably even know the Lord's Prayer. Actually, I know he doesn't, because there's a clip of him not being able to recite it. Play the clip.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses.
3, he's just slurring all the time. He's slurring all over the place. And then 4, let's just give him the benefit of the doubt, right? Let's just give him the benefit. What if he really just means, like, Christians, if you know, well, I need you to vote, and then if you don't want to vote anymore because you don't like voting, you have to vote for it. He's clearly not completely understanding her question. It's either that. Like, let's say we give them the benefit of the doubt, and he just doesn't understand a question, which leads to other troubling parts of this, which is like, what the hell is wrong with this man mentally? Okay, so there's that part. Or he understands what she's saying, and he doesn't want to answer it because he wants to eliminate voting. And so he doesn't want to directly answer that question. And he wants to, for the far right, give that dog whistle to show that, yeah, I am an authoritarian, and we're going to make sure that the left never has power again because I'm going to take it away from them. Could be that too. All right, and then he goes and makes fun of Kamala Harris's laugh, and watch how Laura Ingraham tries to roll him back. I mean, even she is like, cool it. Because I'm going to tell you why. Because when you attack a woman and a woman of color like that, they're trying to appeal to that group. You have to be very careful in the way that you attack your opponent, because people see themselves in candidates. And so if he attacks her in a way that is offensive, people that see themselves in her are going to be offended. So he has no like barometer for this sort of thing. He's a narcissist. He just says what comes to his head. He thinks it's all golden. Let's watch.
Number one, they had an incompetent man as president, okay? Now they have somebody who's worse. She's sort of incompetent. She's not very smart, but she's very radical. Very radical. She will try and defund the police. She's going to try and defund.
Is she more of an extremist than most
Bernie.
Americans today still understand?
Than Bernie. They say more than Bernie. More than Bernie Sanders.
He endorsed her.
Bernie Sanders is a major lunatic, okay? She's worse than Bernie Sanders. Now, she's trying to come back. She got rid of the laugh. I noticed I haven't seen that crazy laugh that she got. She's crazy. That laugh, that's the laugh of a crazy person. But I noticed that she's not using that laugh anymore. Somebody convinced her, don't laugh, just don't laugh. Don't laugh under any circumstances, because
I like laughter, but sometimes.
Not her laughter.
See, even Lauren's like, brother, you gotta cool it on that shit, you know? I don't know, man. What do they got on her? The laugh, and she's more liberal than Bernie Sanders. That's not believable. Like, oh, you're gonna make fun of her because she's got a crazy laugh? Bro, they are flailing. They're flailing. We have a lot of work to do between now and November. But I am telling you, the American people rejected this man once for a reason. He is not doing anything to get their vote back. Nothing. This sort of stuff does not help swing voters at all. I can tell you that definitively. This does not help swing voters. Now, what we need to do is make sure that you hit like and subscribe, because when you hit like, it pushes it into the algorithm and more people see it. And that means more people who are not clued into the news might see this, and they'll see this, which Republicans do not want anyone to see. This was a disaster of an interview. So hit like, subscribe, and thanks.
I don't know what's wrong with you young people. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?